My name is Ruth and I'm your IELTS trainer for today. This class is brought to you by Seeka. We are a migration company that helps students and individuals for all kinds of migration to Australia, to Canada, to the US and the UK. We also help students secure admissions in colleges in the US, UK, Canada with massive scholarships. We also help them to settle down here in Australia, and we provide free student visa extension, free expert education advice, and free PTE and Ielts classes. This Ielts class is brought to you by Seeka. Like I told you before, these classes are conducted, the Ielts classes are conducted every day from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock Canberra time through Zoom. And the PTE classes are conducted 11 to 1 Canberra time through Zoom. If you or your friends are looking for any of these services, please contact us. Okay, so hope you guys are doing well. Let's start off. Lapreet, you're okay? Sumina, are you guys okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So Ielts writing differs between the academic test takers and the general training test takers in task 1 module. Because task 1 for the academic test takers will be describing a picture or a diagram, an academic diagram, whereas for task 1 for the general training test takers will be writing a letter. But task 2 is the same for both the candidates. Okay, so guys, please mute yourselves. Okay, so let's start off with task 2. So in task 2, you are required to write an essay. This essay is going to be about 40 minutes. You're given 40 minutes to write task 2. So you're given 60 minutes and you're given both your tasks. So you have to finish these 2 tasks in the given 60 minutes. So the recommended time for you to finish writing your letter is 20 minutes, and the remainder 40 minutes should be spent in preparing for your essay or to write your essay. So these are the types of essay that you will come across: advantages, disadvantages, problems and solutions, opinion-based or discussion-based essays, causes and effects. These are the 5 types of essays that you will come across, and you're required or you will be expected to write at least 250 words. So this is called your form, or this is called your word limit. So not even a word less than 250 words. So if you ask me, is there a maximum word limit like in PTE? No, there is no maximum word limit. You can keep writing, but make sure that the word limit is reached to 250 and you form proper ideas and all that. Okay, so before we start with the introduction and all that, I'll come to that. Let us take a look at something called band descriptors. Okay, so can you see my screen clearly?
Yes.
Okay, so this is called a band descriptor and it's a public version of it. So this helps you to understand what is expected of you or what is the examiner looking for in your task 2. So you're tested for 4 criteria. The first criteria or the first factor that you're going to be tested for is task response. The second one is coherence and cohesion, lexical resource, grammar range and accuracy. So you're not being given a band for just one thing, but you're tested for these 4 factors and you should be getting 7, 7, 7, and 7. Only then you'll be able to get 7 in your writing task. Okay, so if you look at band 7, what to do to achieve this task response, how to get 7 for this criteria. First thing is it addresses all parts of the task. What do they mean by it? If they're asking for your opinion, you are treating it like an opinion-based essay. If they're giving you 3 bullet points, you are addressing all the 3 bullet points. So all that, if you can address all parts of the task, if they tell you give reasons, explain the problems and explain the solutions, if you are fulfilling their requirement or what they want of you, then you will be getting your 7 for task requirement. Then second thing that they ask is you should present a clear position throughout the response. What do you think that means? I'm sorry. What is it? Is it gone? Okay. What do you mean by this? Clear position. What do you mean by it? Do you understand? I mean, are you aware of it, Sumina? What does it mean presenting a clear position throughout the response? If you're speaking, you're not. You've been muted. No? Are you there?
Yes.
Okay. What does it mean? I'm sorry, I'm asking you, and don't take it as nitpicking, but just asking your opinion. What does it mean when they say you're presenting a clear position throughout your essay? What does it mean?
Your presentation. Mm,
Okay, Lovepreet, what does it mean when they say you're presenting a clear position throughout the essay?
Well, I believe it's like you should mention what they asking in the topic. You should not go irrelevant to the topic.
You mean to say it should be very relevant to the topic?
Yeah.
That's a good point. But yes, Aisha, what does it mean? Aisha, am I
Yes,
pronouncing
well,
it
I'm
correctly?
pretty much here. I'm sorry, I'm pretty much, it's just that I'm working as well at the same time. So I'm just listening to you.
Okay, all right.
Sorry.
That's all right. So when someone says that you're presenting a clear position, what it means is, suppose they're asking your opinion. They're giving a topic and they're telling to you agree or disagree. So you present a clear position. If you agree, you say, I firmly believe that this is the case. Or if you disagree, you say, I firmly believe or I do not agree, this is the case. So throughout your essay, you should make your stance or your point of view very clear. If you do not mention your stance, suppose they're asking you about two things. They're asking you, what is the advantages and disadvantages, or they'll ask you, um, what is your opinion about punishing criminals? That is a very common topic. So they ask you, what is your opinion about punishing criminals? Should criminals be punished or should they be put in some reformative center or something? If you say, I firmly believe that people should not be punished for their crime, you should express your opinion. Even though you want to explain about both sides of it, you should still state your opinion. Though many people say that criminals do not need punishment or people who engage in crime do not need punishment, I firmly believe that there should be a consequence for violent crimes, or there should be a consequence for very violent crimes or very unbearably violent crimes or something like that. Is this clear? So you should state your position or you should make known your position throughout the passage. You might bring the other side of the coin in the other paragraph, but your position should be made known. And then you present, extend, and support the main idea, but there may be a tendency to overgeneralize. So you should not overgeneralize here. There's something called hedging, which I will explain to you. But so far, am I being clear to? It's very important that you understand what your essay should and should not contain to achieve 7 here. Clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll go on to the second factor. See if you don't answer me right. I feel like I'm not being clear. I'll go repeating the same thing over and over like a crazy person. So please respond. I know you might be busy taking notes or with other things, but okay. So the next one or the next factor that is important for you is your coherence and cohesion. So coherence is clarity in expressing your idea. So what it means in simple words is your essay should contain paragraphs. That is well known to you. Each paragraph should contain one idea. That means in one paragraph, it should have just one idea. The whole paragraph should elaborate just one idea. Is this clear?
Yes.
Thanks.
Yes.
Thank you. And the next one is cohesive devices. Cohesive devices is when you use your discourse marker. So this is very, very important for your essay intentionally. Not even though you feel, oh, it's too much, even though you feel it's not too subtle, even though you feel you're making it too obvious that you're intentionally using it, please use it. Because if we don't use our cohesive devices here, like simultaneously, firstly, I would like to say, secondly, I would like to express, in a nutshell, this is what it is. To sum up the essay, so you should always use your cohesive devices. Make sure that at least every alternate sentence, even if you can't do it for every alternate sentence or every sentence should be connected to the sentence before it using a linking word. It's very, very, very important for you. If we underuse this, right, if we do not use this intentionally, then we won't get our 7 here. Okay. The last one is central topic within a paragraph. We saw this. So paragraphing, each paragraph contains one central idea and everything should start with a linking word, or every sentence should be linked to the sentence before it. So you can use so on the contrary. So you express an idea and then you are talking about the other side of the coin. You say, on the contrary, there have been many arguments. However, or even though, although there have been many arguments, so you always use your linking words. I'll give you a clear picture on this as soon as I finish this. Okay. So if you look at the third criteria, or the third factor that is important to you is your lexical resource. So lexical is your vocabulary. So what do they want you to write, or how should your vocabulary be for you to get your band 7? You should use a sufficient range of vocabulary. So topic-centered vocabulary. So if you're talking, imagine you're describing about a house, okay? And you can say house was big and beautiful, and it was well built. Or you could say the house was built of, or the concrete structure was used to build the house. The walls were made of brick, or it was a double layered. So you use topic based vocabulary rather than just airy vocabulary. Rather than being vague, instead of just telling it was a beautiful house, you say the house was a concrete structure with wooden walls. You say you're giving it a more of a detailing and a more of a topic centered vocabulary rather than telling it, rather than elaborate airy words. Am I being clear to you? So you use academic language more than your flowery language. Am I being clear enough?
Yes.
So for
Yeah.
that, for you to develop such kind of a vocabulary, so all our, maybe our schooling, our teachers might have encouraged us to use more of, flowery and more of elaborative language. But for IELTS, they're looking at our academic language. So always make sure, more than elaborating it using words like amazing, beautiful, and all that, that you use topic centered vocabulary, something that is specifically aimed at it. So if you're talking about a beautiful building and you're talking about a concrete structure, even though we may sound bland, it's still exhibiting a very good flair of academic language. That is your aim. Okay. So we'll take a look at that as well. Your spellings are important, word formations are important. Can you please write, or if you're taking notes, for your word formation, it's very important that you nominalize words or you use noun form of words. So instead of telling he activated a switch, so you say the activation of the switch was done by him. So use a passive voice, or can you please, if you're taking notes, write in capital letter in stone that it's important to nominalize your words than use the verb forms of it. Nominalization means using the noun form of words. Okay, it's important for you. I'll tell you why this will help you. So when you use the noun form of words, not only are you making a passive voice, you're also forming you're also expressing yourself academically. You're forming a passive voice. You're expressing the past participle and present participle, then and all that. So it's very important that, and you're also expressing complex sentences. So it's very important that you use nominalization of words, that you employ nominalization of words, or making noun forms of words. I'll tell you what I mean, even if it all is seeming like Greek and Latin to you. Is it seeming like Greek and Latin to you? Or okay? Able
It's
to
all good.
understand? All good? Okay.
Yep.
The last part is called grammar range and accuracy. You do this, you make noun forms of words half your work for GRA is done. Grammar range and accuracy, half your job is done if you just do a bit of this. Okay, how to get 7 for your grammar range and accuracy? So what is the first requirement? We have to produce a variety of complex structures. So what do they mean by complex structures? Our sentence structure should contain, or our sentences should contain simple and complex sentences. Okay, so we will learn how to form complex sentences. Our sentence structure should contain simple and complex sentences. Forget about compound sentence. Nobody wants it. Then produce frequent error-free sentences, punctuations. Okay, I should be explaining this. I should be writing this down. So based on your essay today, we'll decide if you will need a class for forming sentences, learning how to form types of sentences and how to form, how to punctuate properly. So let me just write it down. Sentence formation. So if you need, based on today's class, maybe we can have a discussion and we'll have a separate class just for practicing different forms of sentences and punctuations. Okay. All right. So this is our task requirement for 7. Now, if you compare a 9-band guy's essay or a person who scores band 9, what is the difference between band 7 and band 9? It's exactly the same thing, but he's using it in a more sophisticated manner, in a more experienced manner. It's the exact same thing as band 7 and band 8 and band 9. It's the same thing, but he's using it with in a more experienced or a sophisticated manner. Is this clear?
Yep.
Okay. So let's start off with, what else should I be starting with? Shall I start from, maybe I start with introduction or with hedging? Okay. Okay, maybe I'll start off with introduction and then I'll bring you to the hedging and other things that I should be telling you. Okay. So suppose you have a topic like this. It is believed that some people are born with certain talents, for instance, for sports or music, and others are not. However, it's sometimes claimed that any child can be taught to become a good sports person or musician. Discuss both these views and give your own opinion. So, how to write this essay? So, it's important that because we are talking about this word, discuss both these views and give your own opinion. So, they're asking you to give your own opinion. In questions like this, where you're asked to express your own opinion, you have to state your standpoint or your opinion right in the introduction. Then you'll have the body paragraph, and then you restate your opinion in the conclusion as well. Now, what should you start your essay with an introduction that everyone knows, with an introduction. So what should be there in the introduction, or how to write an introduction for an essay? Your introduction should start with this, paraphrasing the topic sentence in your own words. So the first job is to rewrite the topic sentence in your own words. Then your second job is to add an extra sentence to support the first one. The first thing is you paraphrase it. Some students or some essay writers, what they do is, give me an important example, I'll just show you. Can you see my screen still? So before this paraphrasing, what they do is, some students or some people who write an essay, they have a general statement about the topic. So here they might say, some people are born with certain talents, for instance, sports and music. However, it is not. It is claimed that any child can be taught. So you see that you could put a general statement like, talents such as music and arts are valued all over the world. So you put a general statement like that. Or talents such as music and arts have a prominent position in the society from the age of, from the days of yore, or something like that. So you're giving a general statement. This is optional, may or may not be. But I've seen students who write this, I've seen essay is with this. But this should be there. So you write this topic sentence in your own words, or you rewrite the topic sentence in your own words. Then you add an extra sentence to support the first one. So when you're paraphrasing the topic sentence, you make sure that none of the words or for the keywords, what are the keywords here? Generally believed, people are born, certain talents. For instance, for sport or music, underline your keywords or your key concepts and make sure that you do not repeat the vocabulary given here in your own when you're making your topic sentence. Guys, am I being clear or do you feel it's all blah blah and blah?
No, it's clear.
Yes,
All good?
but actually
Good.
I'm not
Yeah.
able to see the Word document.
No Word document, just the PowerPoint.
Okay.
Okay. So I just wrote this. That's the reason why so I wrote general statement. Your introduction should start with paraphrasing the topic sentence, adding an extra sentence to support it, and then focus on the question in your own words. So if it's an advantage, disadvantage kind of an essay, you make it like your own question. So you would say, if they're asking you, discuss the advantage and disadvantages of this condition. So you would say, though there is a popular debate, or though there are several arguments about the disadvantages of this, uh, uh, I um, I think this topic has equal number of advantages as well. So you make whatever is the question. So if they're asking your own opinion, you give your own opinion. You say, I am of the firm belief that the talent can be developed by anybody, or I am of the firm opinion that a person is not born with inborn talents, or a person is not created with inborn talents, or I'm of the firm opinion that, or I firmly believe that anybody can uh, train themselves to become talented, or something like that. You state your own opinion, or whatever is that question. If they're asking you the problems and solution, you still tell. Though there are several problems to this, or there has been several arguments regarding the problems of this topic, I will also discuss, or there should be proper measures done to solve this problem, and to understand the causes of this problem, to understand the root cause of this problem, and solutions have been found. So whatever is that topic, whatever is that question, what type of essay it is, you mention it in your own words over here. That's your third sentence. So far, are we clear? And the last
Yes.
sentence, thanks. And the last sentence is, you give the examiner a plan. Okay. So what are you going to tell him? You're going to tell him, this essay will see, or this essay will emphasize my point of view with concise examples and proofs. Or this essay will say both sides of the coin. This essay will discuss or will shed lights on both sides of the coin. This is what your introduction should be. It should start with paraphrasing the topic, or you rewrite the topic, you paraphrase it, you add an extra sentence to support it, you mention the question, or you discuss what type of essay it is in your own words, and then finally you give your reader a plan. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. Now, take a picture or write down, do anything that you like. Just see that you get whatever you need to write a band 7 essay. Okay. Now, it's very important for you to write an essay introduction. You know why? It's very important that your introduction is perfect. The reason is, when the examiner is reading your essay, he reads the introduction, and there he fixes your point, or he starts to fix your point. And then as he goes further, he might increase it or decrease it. But right at your introduction, he will fix you at 7. So your introduction should be in such a way that right there, he'll put you at 8 or 7.5. And then you build up, or he builds you up, or he puts you down based on your essay. Clear? That's why it's very important here. All good? So
All
first
good.
impression is your best impression. So this is the same thing again. Okay. So if a topic is telling you that people are choosing teaching jobs less and less, or something like that, then you write an introduction like this. Over the last few years, it has become less common for people to become teachers. Today, Graduates often consider teaching to be an unattractive job. And many people, so give me a minute, I'll just pull out the question, otherwise you won't understand what I've done. You can take a breather for a minute. I'll be with you soon. Please take a breather, take a break for 30 seconds. I'll be with you very, very soon. There's a tab open in my head that's keeping on playing a song. Okay, some people might tell it's just signs of 30. Okay, can you see the thing? So this could be your topic. So these days in many countries, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so this could be your topic. These days in many countries, fewer and fewer people want to become teachers, particularly in secondary schools. What are the reasons for this and how the problem is solved? So if you just look at this question, what do you understand? What kind of essay is this? Is a causes and
Problems.
solution kind of essay. So what are the reasons for this and how this problem? So this is a problem kind of a solution essay. So how to write this? Over the last few years, it has become, so fewer and fewer become less common. It has become less common for people to become teachers. Then you put a supporting statement. Today, graduates often consider teaching to be an unattractive job, and many people want to do other jobs instead. In my country, the problem is becoming worse and worse, and it's important to take steps to make teaching more attractive. This essay will look at the main causes of the problem and propose some solutions. Is this clear?
Yes.
Any doubts? Okay. Now what we do is, any doubts? Any doubts?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Can you please take a picture of this?
My God. No.
Did you take a selfie instead of a picture?
I went home button. Done.
Okay. Lovepreet done?
Yes.
I think Lovepreet has gone to sleep.
No, I'm here.
Okay, now what I want you to do is give me a minute. Now what I want you to do is don't look at my screen. Close your eyes and I'll give you a task. Can you look at this? Okay, now take a look at my screen. I don't believe you closed your eyes even for a minute, but take a look at my screen now. Can you try and write an essay, an introduction only for this? Even if we don't go through anything, if you master introduction today, I'm more than happy. So can you take some time? I'll give you about 4 minutes. Can you, in your own words, write an introduction following the formula that we discussed earlier? So I will expect to see it on chat, no reading it out to me. So I'll expect to see these answers on chat, or you can share your screen. Like if you read it out, I won't know where you've gone wrong. Your time starts now. Okay, I'm pausing the recording and I'll begin it as soon as you finish. In the recording now. And let me take up a Word document. So don't worry about this. This is from another lesson. Okay, and put it here. In the current situation, there is increasing number of people for going to other countries for studies or job. Okay. Can I see something of yours?
Yeah.
Afraid? One sentence is also okay. So let me copy that and I'll just show you how to write it or what I was trying to say. Okay, I want your eyes on the screen. Okay, this is your topic, right? I'm sorry, this was your given topic. Now you have to paraphrase it. How should you paraphrase it? That's your step one, right? Paraphrase it. So look at all your keywords. What is your keywords these days? This is one of your key idea. More and more people are going to other countries for significant periods of time, either to find a job or to study. This is also one key idea of going to other countries, either to find a job or to study. This is another key idea. I know that's a terrible color, but there are clearly many benefits to doing this. But people who live abroad can also face some difficulties. This is also one key idea. Discuss the advantages and disadvantages. Okay, this is not our problem currently. So how do we paraphrase it? What can you use for these days? In the current time, in today's world, most common one is nowadays. In today's times. Yes, Lovepreet. Do you have a question?
No.
You do.
Did I did something?
Yeah. Do you have a question?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. So this is how you paraphrase this. Now, more and more people are going to other countries. More and more people are going to other countries for a significant period.
Oh, I actually sent it to Samina by mistake. I supposed to send to everyone.
Okay, so more and more people. So what do? Several or numerous. So you can use this. Several number of people. Numerous people are going to other countries. So going to other countries can be opting to migrate, opting or deciding to travel abroad. Okay, something like this. For either to find a job or studies. So either or to study, this will become either or for either employment or higher education. Then clearly there are many benefits to doing so. So you would say benefits would be advantages. So clearly could be there are definite advantages to this. Is this clear? So how do you put it all together? This is a khichdi, right? How do you put it all together? You would say, in today's world, or in today's era, or in the present era, numerous people opt to migrate abroad to pursue higher education or employment. Is this clear?
Yeah.
Any doubts?
No.
So you look at all your keywords and you think of your synonyms. Okay. What's the next thing that we have to do? We have to put our supporting statement for this, right? In the present era, numerous people opt to migrate abroad to pursue higher employment, higher education, or employment. Then you would say these, you're supporting it. Okay, so these numbers see a staggering high, or you could say,
So in the second sentence, you're just supporting the first sentence.
yes. So you're putting your
Paraphrasing it again.
yeah. So you're putting your own sentence here. So you're telling that in the present era, this is the case, or people are going abroad. So you put a supporting statement by telling, so there has been several success stories among them. There has been several success stories among them. So this is your supporting statement. I think we have a new student who has just joined us. Hi, Basu. My name is Ruth, and welcome to today's lesson. We're just doing writing, so I'll talk to you later soon. Okay? I mean,
Okay.
later and soon, they mean separate things, but I'll talk to you soon. There has been several success stories among them. This is your supporting statement. Now you answer this question, or you tell there has been, or there have been several success stories among them. Now you put disadvantages and disadvantage. Discuss the advantages and disadvantages of living and working in a foreign country. So you would say, though there are several pros, although there are several positive effects to this migration saga, or to this migration saga, there seem to be or there are, or you would say, the people who, or the folks, or the expats in foreign countries definitely see a great struggle, or definitely have seen a great struggle. Then you give the reader your thing. So you are telling positives, advantages, and disadvantages. Okay. Then you tell what the speaker, to the examiner, what you're planning to do. So in this essay, I will attempt to shed light on the two sides of this coin. Any doubts? Where did everybody go? Okay. Do you have any doubts?
We need to do advantage and disadvantage both.
So what are they asking you to tell here? Discuss the advantages and disadvantages, right? That is your task. So you'll take the key idea, try to figure out what could be your synonyms or what words you could use, and you put it using the same formula that we did. So what was the formula? Paraphrasing,
Supporting word.
very good. Supporting sentence, then question in your own words. Oh, and finally, your plan. Don't tell me I don't have a plan. Okay, so even if you have or not, you'll tell this examiner this thing. Is this clear or no?
Yes.
Lovepreet, where are you?
Yes, all good.
All good, guys. Even if I sound a little, not a little, too patronizing, too interfering, too bossy, I'm sorry. I have a 6-year-old, so I'm used to bossing people. So don't mind me. I'm here only to help you. So don't take it personally if you feel that I'm too interfering. Just want you guys to get your scores. That's all. Okay, so all good with this? Now, will you try and do it by yourself? Today, try, don't give such a big sigh, you know. So, try and aim at finishing your introduction today. Can you do that?
Yes.
Today, let us aim at writing a perfect introduction. Not a perfect introduction, at least a band 7 introduction. At least we can cover one topic, and then we can keep it up and do body paragraph and conclusion like that.
Cool.
Is it because I won't give up? That's why you're telling whatever you tell, let it be. Sumina, are you okay with that? I know you have
Yeah.
to run. I know you have to run too. So you have half an hour?
Yeah, 1 hour is fine. I will go at 3:55.
Okay. Guys, see, this is a very, very simple thing. What I'll do is, I won't give you time, okay? I'll keep this up and I want you guys to dictate to me. I'll copy this and I'll put this on Word. So we'll do it together. I won't give you time to write it separately. Maybe that'll give me a minute.
Pros and cons.
So I'll copy this. Remember what we learned? If they are asking our opinion has to be there right in the beginning. Can you see my Word document? No, right? Okay. All right. So here, suppose this is our, oh God, insert another blank page. Okay. Suppose this is our first title. What are the pros and cons of children watching television? So what is our first step for paraphrasing? We take our pros.
It's 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay. Pros and cons. This is our key idea. Children watching television. This is also our key idea. Okay. Now I want you guys to slowly, no hurry, think of what could be the synonyms for pros and cons.
Advantages and disadvantages.
Okay. Advantages. Well done. This is the most appropriate one. Okay. Can you think of any more?
Positives.
Positive and negative.
Well done. Positives and negatives. Can you think of more?
Benefits and
Well done.
Losses.
Benefits and ill effects.
yeah.
Gain or loss.
That can be as, you know, benefits, or gain can be benefits. And, you know, what is another one is consequences. Gain and loss can be, but you have to be very careful about the consequence. So these are the different ways that you can express your question. So you yourself found it. I didn't do anything. You thought of it. Now, can you think of synonyms for children watching television? This is all your idea. I didn't even contribute.
Children watching television.
Children can always be young people. Okay, then
Children can be kids too.
kids. Well done. Then you know what you can do? You can make it like this. Young television viewers. Is it making sense to you?
Yeah.
Children watching television, young television viewers.
Television will stay like this.
Yeah.
Because it's television. Yeah.
So, or young ones spending, or young ones spending, or young ones indulging in screen time, excessive screen time. Okay, now if we put them together, what will you say? This essay will discuss. So you will express your opinion. So what is the first one for, what's the first thing? You will paraphrase it. So what are the pros and cons of children watching television? So you would say, nowadays, there is a significant rise in young television viewers, or in young viewers spending or indulging in excessive screen time. This is your paraphrasing. Then how do you put your supporting statement? This has shown to have a lot of, or there has been a lot of controversies, a lot of controversial debates. You can copy these statements and use it for any essays. You know, there has been a lot of controversial debates on this topic or on this issue. Then you'll tell, what does it say? What are the pros and cons? So you would say, though the advantages and disadvantages of TV, of excessive, could be increased TV watching. TV watching is debatable. Then in this essay, or this essay will try to shed light on both sides of the coin. Clear?
Yes.
So you put your paraphrasing, you put your supporting statement. You can always use the supporting statement if you want to. The same thing over and over. Then if there is advantage and disadvantage, you would say, though the advantages and disadvantages of increased TV watching is debatable, this essay will try to shed light on both sides of the coin with, so you put this as well, with plausible examples and arrive at a conclusion. All good,
Yes.
Sumina?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Don't worry about me because I do this for a living, writing essays. So I do this from morning to night. But what I want you guys to do is, I want you guys to try. So it's the same thing. CCTV to fight crime. It's the same, similar one, right? Can you guys try and write one for this?
Sure.
So shall I give you 5 minutes for that? Or do you want to
Yes.
dictate it and I'll write it here? So maybe you write it in your books and then dictate it and I'll write it here. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So your time, 5 minutes starts now. I'm pausing the recording.
I just use yours last sentence.
That's okay, no problem. You can use whatever you feel apt, you just use it. Your
Yeah.
job is only to get your 7 band. Doesn't matter what you do. Okay. In the present era, there is a significant rise. Well done. This is called a collocation. So for rise, for increase, you can use the word rise, significant rise, comparatively higher rise, all these, or significantly high rise, all this can be used with rise. In CCTV cameras around, in the present era, there's a significant rise in CCTV cameras around the globe. CCTV camera, you use the word usage around the globe to detect, no need of this article here, illegal activities. There has been a lot of controversial debates on this topic. Though the benefits and consequences of using video recorders to catch defaulters is debatable, well done. This idea will try to shed light on both sides of the coin. Good job. Okay, I'm happy with this. Did you face a lot of difficulty in doing this?
No, not much.
So you guys spent
Just
about
use
7 minutes.
the example you gave us, so it was easy. It
Okay,
was
and
good.
you guys spent about 7 minutes, which is okay because you're just beginning. Okay? In your real exam, it shouldn't be more than 2-3 minutes
For introduction,
for introduction.
how much time we have for the whole essay?
So
40 minutes.
you have 40 minutes before. I mean, you can spend about 5 minutes to do your introduction, maybe 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and you will spend the next about 4 to 5 minutes for planning, which I will just show you how to plan, and then you'll do your body paragraph. Okay, I will take a look at Sumina's work as well. Sumina, will you please give me your work or dictate your work to me?
I need to tell because I write in the copy.
Okay, can you tell it?
In today's world,
Okay,
there is a utilization of
there is a utilization of
detector to emphasize
okay,
the violation. There has been a lot of controversial debate on this topic. Though there is a positive and negative impact of adopting CCTV cameras,
okay.
I don't know what to write after this one.
Though there's a positive and negative, though there are positives, so let's look at this one. In today's world, there is no need of article, there is utilization. No need of A, there's utilization of detectors to emphasize the violation or to emphasize, so instead of emphasize the violation, you could try to say to detect criminal activity. Is this what you meant to, or blah, blah, blah. Is this what you meant? Is this so to detect criminal activity? Is this what you meant? There has been
Yes.
a lot of controversial debate on this topic. Though, so this is not is, this will become there are. So though there there's no need of A, so this will become though there are several positives and negative impacts on the adopting of CCTV cameras. So you could say though there are several positive impacts on the adopting of CCTV cameras, there seems to be equally devastating. So this is for negative, okay? Devastating consequences of the camera usage, or consequences of the increased camera usage. Clear?
Clear.
Okay, so you can use this as well. So there seems to be equally devastating consequences. All right, so please practice a lot of introduction. Don't stop with just today. So keep doing more and more of introduction. So your go-to formula is what we just discussed. Now let's go on to the other parts of the essay. Are you guys okay?
Okay.
Now, do you want a 30-second break just to clear your head?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want a 30-second break? Okay, I'll time you for 30 seconds or maybe for a minute, and then we'll start discussing the body paragraph, or we'll discuss conclusion and then we'll go back to body paragraph. Okay. So I'm timing you for a minute. Rest your eyes and be present. I mean, look awake, look alive after 1 minute. So now we saw how to do an introduction and what should our introduction contain. Let's look at conclusion. Your conclusion is important, and it's equally important as the introduction because it's the last thing that your examiner is seeing. And seconds after he reads your conclusion, he will be finalizing your score. So it's very important that you write a very, very good conclusion. So write freely and clearly. So this is a modern conclusion formula. This is how your formula should have. Your conclusion should be written. You should have a one sentence summary of the entire passage. So you would say, to sum up, um, the, or something. So you put a linking word and you start it. You write a one sentence summary of your entire essay. Then this should be a focused summary of the main points of the essay. Avoid repetition of the vocabulary, or avoid repeating the vocabulary that you have spoken about in your essay, and then you restate your opinion. So this is what your your conclusion should consist of: a one sentence summary. Then it should focus on the main points. You should avoid repetition of words or repeating your vocabulary, and you should restate your opinion. So this is an example of the conclusion. So it was for the same topic that we discussed earlier, one of the topics. So you say, to sum up, or to all things considered, starting life in a foreign country is never easy. One needs to weigh or carefully consider the advantages of a better lifestyle, weather, and so on, not neglecting the disadvantages. So you say, you keep this as a standard go to for all your advantage, disadvantage kind of an essay. So you can say, one needs to, or a person needs to weigh, you can use either weigh, or you could say carefully consider the advantages of this, without neglecting the disadvantages of this that comes with it. So in one sentence, what you're doing, you're summing up the entire essay. In your essay, one paragraph would be talking about the advantage, the other paragraph would be talking about the disadvantage. So what you do here, you sum it up, you tell the advantages of a better lifestyle, weather, and so on, without neglecting the disadvantages of this, and this that comes along with it. Is this clear?
Yes.
And then in the end, you say, in my opinion, If a person has the right attitude, then you're restating your opinion. You're saying, in my opinion, if someone has the right attitude, the benefits or the pros of moving abroad eventually surpasses the advantages. So you're restating your opinion once again. So this is how you write a model conclusion. Can you take a picture if you have not already, or have you? Any doubts? So what you do, you use a linking word like all things considered to sum up, in conclusion, something like that. Then starting a life is never easy. Then you put your summary in one sentence and then finally restate your opinion. Any doubts? No.
So in the first sentence, in the last sentence, we just give the opinion, and in the second sentence, we summarize it. And what's the first sentence? Sorry.
In the first sentence, you give a one sentence, you just give a linking word. You start with a linking word like this.
Oh,
All
like,
things considered, and you just give a general linking word. Start with a linking word to sum up or based on the arguments outlined above, something like that.
one needs to. Okay. Yes, all good.
All good? Okay. So before we move forward, I want to know, do you have any doubts in your introduction or conclusion? Because we're going to look at body para if you are still having your brains unfried.
Now it's all clear.
All clear? Introduction. Can you write at least 10 introductions today so that it registers in your head? Take that as your homework. Find
Okay.
topics and common topics and write about 10 introductions and then and go through your um, introductions. Okay. Now, before we come here, there are a few things more that you should be knowing. Okay, I'll just give me a minute. So, I think you've made a note of this earlier today. So, when you're talking about general statements and facts, then you use the tenses in the simple present tense. So, for example, if you're talking about general statements like um, economy of a country is very important, or for a country economy is very important. So you're talking about general statements and facts. Whenever you're talking about, usually it's a general statement or you're giving a fact, you use simple present tense or present simple tense. If you're talking about recent changes, suppose you're telling the law or the recent law about this has come into effect. So you use simple perfect tense. So you have an auxiliary word. So and for the things which are changing right now, you use the present progressive or the present continuous tense. Give me a minute. I'll just take a picture of this and I'll explain what I mean by this. This is important for you to get your body para perfectly. Give me a minute, please. Okay, I'll take a picture. Okay, now what I mean by this is, so when I'm using, what I mean by this is, what are the three tenses, three basic tenses, present tense, then past tense, and what else? Future tense. Present, then past, and future. Not future, future. So present tense has at least 6 forms. Okay, so simple present, then present continuous, 4 forms. Present perfect, then present perfect continuous. So simple present means very simple sentence, like you're expressing a general statement or truth. The sun rises in the east. There is no head or tail. So every sentence has a subject, a verb, and an object. So here, what is the subject? The sun. This is the subject. What is the verb? Verb is the action word. Here, the word is rises. So I'll mark it in the screen. And this is the object. So the object is related to the subject by this verb. The sun rises in the east. So there is no tail or anything. This is an independent clause or an independent sentence. Now, if I'm using it in the continuous tense, I would say in the present continuous tense, there is always a helping verb. So I won't say the sun rises in the east, I would say the sun is rising in the east. So if you can see, this verb is not alone, it is having a helper. And the main verb, this is helping verb is called auxiliary verb. And this main verb is in the ing form. Now, what does it mean by present perfect tense? So the sun, subject, and the verb, there is an auxiliary verb, and this auxiliary verb is usually have or has. So because it or had, because it is in the present tense, the auxiliary verb is always in the present tense too. The sun has, and then the main verb or the main action word is in the V3 form, or it is risen in, bless you, in the east. Is this clear?
Yes.
So in your sentence that we just saw, so to express a general statement or truth, you have to convey it in this form. The sun rises in the east. No tail, no nothing. It should be in this kind of a sentence. Clear?
Yeah.
Give me a minute.
It's a simple sentence.
It's a simple present tense. Okay, it's the same thing is there in the past, same thing is there in the future. So you will convey a general statement or truth in this simple sentence, or simple present tense. Now, to talk about recent changes, you will use simple perfect tense. So this is the perfect tense. So recent changes, you would say, the law has changed the nation. The law, um, the law, the law or the bill announced last week has changed the nation. So has is in the present tense, but the main verb is in the past participle. Is this clear, or in the V3 form? Any doubt? Are you guys aware of the past participle?
Yes.
So here, this is in the past participle. So all the verbs have 3 forms. This is in the 3rd form of the verb. But your auxiliary verb is always in the present tense. So far, all good?
Yeah.
Now, if you're talking about changes that is happening right now, then there will be be. So you will write like this. The sun has, there should be forms of be. So this is in the present tense. You will have been rising in the east. So this is, if you're talking about, what is it?
Continues.
Yes, this is to talk about what? Give me a minute. To talk about things which are changing right now. So this is present perfect continuous. So present perfect always has or have. In the present tense, the helping verb is always has or have, and this is in the present tense. Then there is going to be been, and the main verb is in the ing form. So this is for the things which are changing right now. This is for the things which are recently changed. And this is for a general statement or truth. Clear?
Yes.
Now, let's go back to the PowerPoint. What else you should know before you spend time is? Okay, I'll talk about hedging as we move on to a more higher level, since today is your basic class. Okay. Before you start your body paragraph, you should spend at least 4 to 5 minutes in planning how to put your ideas, or planning what ideas to put and how to put ideas. So you'll spend 4 to 5 minutes only generating your ideas or making plans to write an essay. So how to make a plan? So for this, you'll divide your paper or your page into 4. You'll make a grid like this. So if you're talking about this one, if you're talking about this topic, what does it say? These days, more people are going to other countries. So you have to discuss advantages and disadvantages of living and working abroad. So you divide your page into 4. So on the top, you write, okay, living and working. So working, people are moving for working and studying. So the first one is working. So here you put good about moving abroad to work. More money, better education, and better employment prospects. What is bad about moving abroad to work? What is wrong about it? Maybe the starting salary is bad, cost of living is bad, work-life balance is imbalanced, and all that. Now, if you're going abroad to study, on your right side, you would put what is good about going abroad to study. You'll get better education, better standards of living if you return home. What is bad about moving abroad for studying? You might feel lonely and depressed. You might get involved with the wrong crowd, and then you might have language barriers. Okay, so this is your plan. So you try to make at least 2 points for each of this. So like this. So if you look at this, can you see you make it like this? Going abroad to study, what is good about it? Better education, you can come back and help to support your family. Going abroad to study, what is bad about it? There is language barrier, you might have lonely life, you might fall into bad company. What is good about going abroad to study? More money, experience, better, different culture, better education, you can learn new skills. And what is bad about it? Salary and work life might be imbalanced, your work and life is imbalanced. You might be uprooted from your support network back home and might feel too lonely and things like that. Is this clear? Now, what I want you to try is, if you get maybe a topic as the one that we just saw, okay. All right, maybe this one itself, because I just found it. Maybe we just saw this topic, right? Okay. The number of people who are overweight or obese is far higher than in previous generations. What are the reasons for this? How do we make a plan for this? We first divide our paper, or we make 4 grids. So the number of people who are overweight or obese is far higher. What is the reason? How can the problems be tackled? So on one grid, you write reasons. You divide it into 2. The other one, so you make it into 4. You write reasons, and then you write solutions, or tackling, or causes, and you write solutions, or problems, and you write solutions. Then on the first part, you write for Maybe you make 2 points for this, maybe 2 paragraphs, just to make your points ideas clear. So what is the reason of obesity? Can you think of reason? What's the first reason for obesity?
Overeating.
Overeating. Okay. Then what else is another reason?
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I'm leaving, ma'am.
Okay, sure. Sure, girl. No problem.
I'm leaving. I will see this tomorrow.
Okay, all right.
If you just give me 5 to 10 minutes for this one, is fine.
Okay, all right.
Thank you. Bye.
Tomorrow we don't have. I'll see you on Monday.
Oh yeah, tomorrow is weekend. Yeah,
Okay.
Monday.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. So, okay. So the reason is first one you said overeating. What could be another reason? Sedentary lifestyle or inactive lifestyle?
Yes.
Then third reason could be long working hours, so no time to work out.
Yes.
Okay. So what are the solution for this? For overeating, what are the solutions? There's something called portion control. You must have heard of it, right?
Yeah.
So that is one solution. Okay. For
Or you can
sedentary
take
life,
balanced diet.
what's a balanced diet? Well, good, very good. That's a very well put up term. Okay. Now, what's the solution for sedentary lifestyle?
So you mean with sedentary lifestyle is mean like you're working too long
No,
hours?
sedentary lifestyle is having a very inactive lifestyle where you're always sitting in a place or you're always, doing something without much movement.
Okay.
So, what could be a plausible solution for
Uh, you have to move to lose the obesity. That's
so how
why
to move? So maybe we can set alarm or set timer for reminders to move.
yeah, we can set goals like I'm gonna run for this much time today.
Well done. So set goals. Very, very good. Those are very good language. Setting goals, that's a collocation. Setting goals to maybe run or maybe be physically active. Okay. So for long working hours, what could be our solution?
Uh, we can take breaks during the work
Take breaks during work. Okay.
and spend that time doing some physical activities like playing some sports or
Well done. So
like
take breaks and play sports or do something that is physically active. Okay. And keep yourself physically active. So this is how you make a plan. Now, if I give you another topic, this is a job well done. Suppose I give you okay. If you take this, so this is also problem solution kind of an essay. So can you make a grid or can you tell me what could be the problems and solutions for this? So
okay.
take a picture of this. Okay, now I'll take you to the Word document. Think for a few seconds if you want to, and tell me how to. So your plan will be like this. Okay, what is the problem, or what is the thing
Just
there?
give me a second. Let me read the question.
Okay,
Sorry. These days in many countries.
so this one they're asking you the reason for the problem or causes for the problem,
Okay.
and they're asking you how to solve it. Okay, so what could be the causes? So you think of it, and then you think of effects. I'm sorry, solutions.
So first reason could be not sufficient salary or
So
wages.
insufficient salary. Very good. Then so imbalanced
Mm,
workload and pay. It's the same thing. So workload is more and pay is less.
yep.
Okay. What is the solution?
There's no more opportunities in future.
So lack of um, growth or lack
The
of
lack of growth. Yeah, that's a good one.
career growth.
Yes, right.
Or you could say stagnation. That means you're stuck in the same thing.
Same thing. Yeah.
Stagnation of career growth. Okay, so how can you solve this problem of people not choosing teaching as a profession?
So government should aware about this,
So government should be aware and
they take some action to promote this.
take necessary action. So you should tell like what. So first one was insufficient salary, like right. So
Yeah.
like increasing the
Mm.
pay scale.
Yes.
Okay. Then what's the second one? Imbalanced workload and lesser pay. So for imbalanced workload, what they could do? They could
They could
hire,
hire. They could hire more, more staff, like more teachers.
so they can hire more teachers, or they could hire a teacher's assistant,
Yeah, this way, like there will be more opportunities for teachers.
aid. So they can hire teachers aid to make their life more easier and all that. Now, if you look at the third one, there is a stagnation of career growth. So what they can do to manage this problem?
Uh,
Improve promotions or introduce promotions,
yes.
introduce promotions, then they
What
can,
what could be the promotion for teachers? Like,
so they can encourage teachers or provide teachers higher education to promote them to a higher position, like a teacher can become a professor or a
okay,
dean, so they can be encouraged to pursue higher education, pass higher exams,
okay, right.
something like that. So
Yeah,
encourage teachers to pursue
yeah,
higher education
yes, right.
for better positions, for better teaching positions. So this is how you make a plan.
Okay.
Okay, now what I want you to do for this weekend is, so we are taking a break for 2 days, right?
Yes.
So I don't want you, if it's okay to talk like this, I don't want you to please not waste your time. Write at least 10 introductions because we learned introductions properly today. Try and write 10 introductions for different topics. So go and look for most common topics.
So I just search on Google
Yes.
for IELTS essay topics.
Yes,
Is it
most common
most
appearing
common
topics
essay
for
topics?
IELTS task 2. So what are the most common? Usually they'll have something about education.
Yes.
Then there is about environment.
There's not any difference between academic and journalism.
No, no difference. So
No.
there is crimes. There is going to be job or employment. So all these are your, and so what you do is, can you focus on education?
Okay.
So go and look for education topics, okay, and write at least 10 introductions. So when you come, or by the time you finish your weekend, you should know for sure, okay, this is how to write an introduction and this is what my doubt is. So you will have a lot of doubts when you're writing. You will like, okay, how to write for this, how to write for this, you might have a lot of doubts. So your job is to write 10 introduction and record all your doubts or write down all your doubts, because you will have a lot of doubts when you're writing, and come back on Monday with this. Can
Yes.
you do that? Okay. So this, and I want you to, the website ieltsonlinetest.com.
Yeah,
Take
you just
one,
in
yeah,
the chat box.
yes. So take one reading test, please. Take one
Sure.
reading test, one listening test.
Okay.
So we should make it a progressive plan because you're going to be here regularly. So what we'll do is this week you learned a bit of your reading questions, use that and take a test. You learned how to write a letter. So write a letter too, please. So we learned how to write an informal letter, right? So can you write one more informal letter? So you're
Okay.
putting that knowledge into use, and don't worry about listening because we didn't do any listening this week. So you'll write 10 introductions, take one reading test, and write one informal letter.
Yeah.
You'll have plenty of doubts. That's okay. Just bring all the doubts.
Okay. I'll go with that.
Okay. So
But
by
the only problem I'm facing is speaking and writing. Actually, writing and listening is still all right.
reading
Uh,
and listening is okay for you, yeah.
reading
So
and
by the
listening for me.
Yeah. So by the end of this week, we should keep a progressive plan. So we should make a plan by the end of this week. You should not have a problem with your, basic writing. I'm not telling advanced writing, but at least
Yes.
you should be writing a. We should finish with our basic writing, and by the end of this week, for both task 1 and 2.
Okay.
And we should, by this week, I mean the coming Monday, and you should know speaking. So speaking, you should know all the three parts. And you should become familiar with all the other question types. So this should be our progress plan for the coming week.
Okay. All good.
Okay, so I'll see
I'm,
you on Monday, Lovepreet. And
I'm actually feeling comfortable after attending your classes. I feel like I can score my achievable
I,
goal.
I hope you get it, Lovepreet.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, then I'll see you on Monday. Have a
All good.
lovely day.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Bye.